We are back to another scary TikTok compilation, bro. I'm not gonna say too much. I'm just gonna get it done. Let's get started. Let's do it. Why is there no sound? What happened?
Here are some more amazing facts that you didn't know. During the winter, if you fill balloons with water and add food coloring, let them freeze and cut the balloon off, you can make giant ice marbles.
That's fire, but what about that is scary? Also, wait, is the volume good?
There's a dog named Faith that was born with no front legs, which has learned to walk
on its
creepy
as fuck.
Legs. Its owner travels to military hospitals to demonstrate that even a dog with a severe disability can live a full life. There's a 39-year-old chimpanzee named Ken.
Wait, they got a nigga that's just there to prove a point to these disabled veterans? That's fucked up. That's so fucked up. Why do you have that? Now that's fucked.
That not only knows how to start fires and cook food, but also knows how to make omelets for himself. In 2013,
do y'all think chimps are gonna surpass us? Y'all think chimps are gonna surpass us one day? I feel like with some of this shit that's happening, I feel like in like 200 years, chimps are gonna fuck us up.
In Belo Horizonte in Brazil, construction workers permanently cemented a truck into the sidewalk after the owner refused to move it. The Canadian Post Office assigned a postal...
I just realized who the fuck this is. What the fuck? What the fuck? I just realized who that is. What? Wait, what? I didn't know that nigga was still relevant. What? Hold on. No. No, I just, wait. You know when like you just put shit together? I just put some shit together. Wait a second. I didn't know this nigga was still around doing this shit, bro. I thought his girl Thanos snapped him out of existence. No offense. Hold on. He like that? He still like that?
Whispers in the...
He like kinda like that. He not really like that no more. He did fall off. He used to be on his I don't know if you ever seen this nigga, but he literally makes a bunch of facts and shit. And I guess he transitioned to the TikToks. But yeah, this nigga he'll give you fun facts about the world. Never heard of him. His name was Matthew Santoro. He was doing shit 10 years ago. That's when I caught him, like 10 years ago. Look, that's literally Good Mythical Morning right there, bro. That's Good Mythical Morning. Look how young they look in there. But yeah, no, like he still does it, I guess, but like, you know, he don't really do it like that no more. Or he does. He had a girlfriend, I guess she like beat him or whatever. And that's the last that I heard of him. And that was like 5-6 years ago. So it's kind of cool that, you know, to see him in a TikTok compilation. I was very confused for a second. But shout out to him. Are you winning, son? I'm always winning when we get there, Slavy. So that's unfortunate. It was way too long ago. He should be perfectly fine now. But you know what I'm saying? Bro, he used to do his thing. So to see him in TikTok threw me off. I didn't know he was like
code
that.
Of HOHOHO to the North Pole, where people can
realistically, he should be eating on TikTok. I gotta check him.
Letters to Santa Claus. In fact, every year about 1 million letters are addressed to Santa Claus, and they respond back in the language in which they were written.
Let me find this nigga real quick. I gotta see.
This is why you should never stay awake past 3 a.m. A woman in her early 20s was away from home on a business trip. The night before she was supposed to board her plane, she had trouble sleeping and had this intense fear that someone was staring at her in her...
He kind of not eating on TikTok. I just looked at his shit. Yeah. I don't want to say he fell off, but like, you know, his time was up. He still makes money, but nowhere near the much he made in his prime. Feel sad because if he would have made his channel like this generation, shit would have went fire. You know what I learned recently, by the way? I learned that at my age of 26, I have been alive for 4 different decades. Ain't that fucking crazy? I was there for the 1990s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and now the 2020s. That's very crazy, Unc. Fuck you. Fuck you. If you were born in the 1990s, you were here for four different decades. You were alive for 4 different decades, bitch.
Her room. She was up until 3. tossing and turning until she started to hear whispers. It was a deep voice repeating the words, "I'm coming to get you, I'm coming to get you." But she ignored it and eventually fell asleep. After her plane landed, she was exhausted but drove home anyway. About 30 minutes into her drive, she started hearing the same whispers from the previous night, but she thought it was because she was sleep deprived, so she kept driving. She was almost home when she began to feel sick. Her eyes were watering, her nose was running, and she let out a large sneeze. Bless you, said the same deep, eerie voice.
Oh, fuck.
She quickly pulled into her driveway, hugged her husband, and sat down to tell him what was going on. When this happened,
I can still hear that voice.
Fucking bitch. You fucking bitch. I braced for it, but it still kind of got me. I forgot what movie this was, bro. But that shit is fucking creepy. W jump scare. I was prepped for it, but I forgot what movie this was. Good art. Insidious? What's up,
Here are
LPC?
some Squid Game details you probably missed. During
What's
the
up,
six-legged
Cobra?
pentathlon, the frontman...
You're a bitch ass nigga. Let me just skip you. I was just talking about how I wanted to watch Squid Games. Fuck out of here. Nigga trying to spoil and shit.
The craziest things that people have ever survived. This is Roy Sullivan, an American park ranger who lived in Virginia. Roy lived to be 71 years old, which doesn't sound too crazy until you hear his backstory. From 1942 to 1977, Roy was struck by lightning 7 times and survived each one of them. Miraculously, none of the lightning strikes greatly affected Roy.
Look at his
and by the end
back.
of his life, people gave him the nickname the Human Conductor.
That's
This is a picture of Julianne Kopka. At the age of 17, Julianne survived a plane crash and fell over 2 miles to the ground. She landed in the Amazon rainforest and survived for 11 days by herself.
Okay, this music is supposed to be creepy, but this background music is so fucking fire.
Fighting to stay alive, Julianne stumbled across a local
This picture is also scary as shit.
village that rescued her. Today, Julianne is 66 years old and is alive and well.
This is the smallest country in the world. Well, technically, it's not a country,
called Sealand,
but it is a micronation that is not affiliated with any country in the world. All 22 people who call Sealand home live on this World War II fortress.
Oh, LPC, I don't know if you saw what I put in the Discord, but we did find out that DM nigga was exactly who we thought he was. That nigga sent a text to my girl talking about some... He sent a text to my girl talking about some... I noticed you've been streaming recently, like your boyfriend does. He doesn't know shit about me, so how would he know I'm streaming? Alright.
That was built 7 miles off the coast of England. It was built by the English military to watch the coastline, but in the 1950s they were all abandoned. In 1967, Paddy Bates, the founder of an illegal British radio station, claimed the fort as his own so that he could broadcast his radio station. Since the fort technically didn't belong to any countries, it was its own
he told me he didn't tell me, but he told her today that he had a nightmare when he was taking a nap on a couch that my girlfriend and her sister kicked into his door, and he was like, "The fuck are y'all doing here?" And he said that was his nightmare. And I told my girl, I said, "Oh shit, the idea of women standing up to him is a bad dream. It's crazy."
Independent state. Although Sealand is not recognized as an official country, it has all of the qualifications that are needed. The people of Sealand have their own flag, currency, stamps, and even their own government. They also even have their own passports. But perhaps the craziest thing is that they have a national soccer team. And yes, more than half of their citizens are on the team.
Some of these aren't scary, they're just kind of cool. Shout out to Where's the Sky, by the way. I be so scared of these videos because I be like, the jump scare about to get my shit. Literally, bro, jump scares is nasty. But you want me to be honest with you? Like, scary movies don't really fuck
Whatever you do not feel bad for this woman. This woman's name is Lovely Kristen Antoinette Johnson, and she had a 6-month-old baby. But one more thing is, she was a severe drug addict, and she would often invite friends over to her house or go to her friends' houses to do drugs. When she would do this, she would just lock her son up in a car seat and leave him inside the house. And she would place him in the attic where she wouldn't be able to hear him. On this particular occasion, the little baby went 4 days without any food and starved to death. Apparently, the baby had diaper rash so severe his skin was literally falling off. When she found the baby, his body was already decomposing, and she still took him to the ER and got arrested there. And she was sentenced to 20 to 80 years in prison for the murder of her baby.
Here's my thing, right? This is how I feel. No, that's crazy, Slav. I always have a feeling about these things. I see shit like, like we live in a society where woman kills her baby is frowned upon, but then abortion is not. And I don't really care about either, right? Okay, no, correction. I do clearly care, but I feel like right and wrong is heavily determined by the people in your current circle. So, I understand abortion. You do what you got to do, but you still killed a baby just like another person killed a baby. She might have killed that baby by neglect, but you killed that baby by choice. I'm just saying, bro. It is what it is. I understand if you're pro-life though, or if you're pro-choice. I get it. Either way, I get it. I don't have a stance, but be consistent, nigga.
She escapes with a second to spare.
That nigga.
The drama unfolded at 2 a.m. when the woman arrived home from a long day at work. She says she noticed the stranger lurking outside her building.
Look at him. Bro, this nigga built like a GTA character.
50-year-old woman who was seen in that video has to this day still remained unidentified. And on September 23rd, 2021, she was returning home when this man suddenly decided to charge at her. The woman later claimed that she had seen the man and a friend hanging out acting sketchy at the base of her apartments, and that if she hadn't have locked her door the same way that she did and gotten in the nick of time, she still doesn't know what could have happened. I mean, this video is honestly horrifying. I can't imagine someone chasing me to my apartment door and barely being able to lock the door in time to keep them outside. Who knows what this person would have done if they had gotten into the apartment with this woman.
I would never get out.
It's really frightening. So police at first had no idea who this guy was, but they eventually identified him as 42-year-old Orisha Lucky. And he had 37 prior arrests on his record before that night. 37 different arrests. So after Orisha was arrested, he was charged with attempted burglary, harassment, and criminal trespassing. But it's still, that video is just so frightening, and it really is scary to think of what could have happened if she didn't get the door closed and locked just in time.
Some niggas need help in life.
A lot of people don't know that Saw is based on a true story, and that the person who committed the crimes that
Orisha's name and a half on
Saw is based on actually contacted the producers after the movie came out and said they liked the interpretation of their work. Here's how it's based on a true story. In the first movie, we have Dr. Gordon and Adam who are locked in the bathroom. Jigsaw has kidnapped Dr. Gordon's wife and daughter. We see the man who has kidnapped Dr. Gordon's family is Zepp. However, we find out at the end of the movie that Zepp is not Jigsaw. Jigsaw is testing Zepp as Zepp. Kidnapped Dr. Gordon's wife and daughter. We see
Shout out to the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Shout out to the Sweet Life of Zach and
the man who has kidnapped Dr. Gordon's family is Zepp. However, we find out at the end of the movie that Zepp is not Jigsaw. Jigsaw is testing Zepp as well. Jigsaw poisoned Zepp and said that if you want to get the antidote to this, you have to do whatever I say. You have to follow through with this test. This was inspired by the events of the real-life serial foot tickler. I'm not kidding. There was a guy that was going around breaking into people's homes and tickling their feet. However, when they finally caught the guy, he said that he wasn't the one responsible. He was being told to do all of this by someone else. But they never did catch the official serial foot tickler. The first Saw movie gets released, and the producers and directors get a letter from someone who is claiming to be the serial foot tickler, saying he recognizes his work when he sees it and that he can see where the inspiration came from with the character of Zepp and Jigsaw. They actually talk about this in the behind-the-scenes documentary on the first Saw movie. Another thing that I'm sure is supposed to be a reference to this in the first Saw movie, Dr. Gordon is tucking in his daughter for bed. He starts like playing with her feet, doing like, oh, this little piggy, whatever. But that whole scene is happening while Zepp is hiding in the closet waiting to kidnap Diana Gordon. I love Saw. Even the stupid crap like this, it all comes back.
There is an eerie ghost town in America that is too dangerous for humans because it's been on fire for over 60 years.
What?
The roads leading to it were even covered in dirt to keep people out. But despite this, the town of Centralia still has a population of 4. You see, back in its day, it was a booming coal mining town with thousands living there.
The music, by the way, going crazy again.
Spread to the mines underground and became too large to extinguish. Houses started collapsing, roads began to crack and buckle, dangerous gases started rising into the air, and a 12-year-old child even got sucked into a 150-foot sinkhole. It became so dangerous that the state of Pennsylvania stepped in and offered to buy people's properties off of them so they could leave the town.
I gotta
because
visit
coal
this.
seam fires have a massive amount of fuel, it's believed that the fire will continue to burn for another 200 years.
I want to
Despite
visit.
the town's zip code being erased off the map, the roads to it being blocked off with mounds of dirt, and even a court order saying that any residents that remain would not be allowed to sell or pass down their homes to anyone. According to a 2020 census, 4 people still remain.
Urban legends that were proven to be real. Part 4. Escalante Petrified Forest. While it is illegal to take anything from Escalante Petrified Forest State Park, there is a legend that says that anyone who takes pieces of petrified wood from the park will be cursed with bad luck, sickness, and even accidents. Park manager Kendall Farnsworth stated in 2014 that he gets about a dozen packages every year containing a piece of wood from the park and an apologetic letter detailing the sender's misfortunes. Follow for next legend.
That's crazy. Niggas really do that shit though. That's what they get. Back to Where's the Sky. This nigga is a masterpiece. Interesting? Bro, creepy. You ever get that feeling that you're not alone? Bro, this shit is an eerie feeling. Jump scare.
These are the 4 most haunted dolls in the world.
Let's go, Nathan.
This is the Annabelle doll, which inspired the Conjuring.
Let's go, Nathan.
Which, as you guys know, is one of the most haunted dolls in the world. She's able to not only move herself, but also move objects, and is supposedly inhabited by an extremely demonic being, forcing her to constantly be in a spirit box. Then have Ruby, which in my opinion is one of the most terrifying due to the fact that it's a porcelain doll, which all of our mothers and grandmothers have. Ruby doesn't do anything crazy, but the scariest part is supposedly the ancestor who had this doll prior passed while holding this doll, and now supposedly inhabits it. And it's a porcelain doll, which makes it absolutely terrifying. Then have Letta, who's a 200-year-old doll found underneath a house in Australia, said to make noises in the night, move by itself, and the owner has a specific account of when he was moving, he heard this doll scream while being in the trunk, screaming, "Let me out. I'm good on everything."
That's creepy.
Then you have Robert the doll, who in my opinion is probably the most haunted and cursed doll on this list. Said to be so cursed that if you take a picture or look at him without his permission, he can curse you. And this has happened to multiple people who decided to film Robert without his permission. This doll not only moves by itself, but the previous owner has made multiple statements of hearing this doll run inside of the attic. On top of that, the neighbors have seen Robert peeking out the window on the 2nd story, while no one was up there. These dolls, they're scary.
This is a scary story about I'm Sorry Mommy. One night, a woman was in the kitchen reading a newspaper when she suddenly looked up and saw her 6-year-old son staring at her. She said, "Something wrong, dear?" "I had a nightmare," said the boy, "and I can't sleep." "Well, don't worry, you're safe now," said the mother. "I dreamed I was in bed and heard a sound in Daddy's room," he said. "And when I looked in the door, I saw 2 big black things with white eyes. It came out of the closet and it attacked Daddy." "Don't worry," said the mother in a soothing voice. "It was just a dream. It didn't really happen." The boy then continued saying they ripped him into pieces and then ate him after. "And they even licked the blood off the floor. I thought if I ran away they wouldn't catch me, but they did. They were going to eat me, but they stopped and said, they wouldn't eat me if I promised to..." "To what?" said the mother.
"To give you money."
"Promise to distract you while they creep up behind you." "I'm sorry, Mommy," said the boy as the mother heard the floorboards behind her creak. The boy then watched with enjoyment as his mother was ripped apart piece by piece, with a giant smile on his face.
Crazy.
This man turned his son into a doll. This is the real story of Charlie McCarthy.
No, that last story. I like stories like that. It's kind of fun.
McCarthy was a successful ventriloquist in the 1920s.
I wonder how many of these are like
he presented
real.
his own show.
That's very morbid.
This show amazed people in the United States and was a resounding success. But there was something strange about his dummies, specifically a dummy named Edgar, who was part of the main act of the show. Edgar had a peculiar aspect that made it impossible not to look at him.
Bro, this nigga
he had
is
very
creepy
real hands,
looking.
a very expressive mouth, very scary eyes, and he was also the Charlie's biggest dummy.
That nigga look like he's sick and tired of me. Look at his face.
Something that made this situation
this is AI made.
And even stranger was that Charlie did not let anyone come close to see his dummy. He was the only one who could touch it and keep it in his chest. But one night after a show, Charlie McCarthy was found lifeless in his dressing room. and next to him was his beloved dummy with a slight smile on his face.
Fucking Chuckies.
When the police examined it, they realized that behind the mask was the lifeless body of a child, who was identified as Charlie McCarthy's son.
This couple was sentenced to more than a decade in prison because their pit bulls took their neighbor's life. In February 2023, police were called to a home in San Antonio because 2 dogs were on the loose and were attacking an 81-year-old man. When they arrived, the 81-year-old man named Ramon Najera was already basically dead, and his wife was also attacked. It was said
What does that mean, already basically dead? Bitch, if you don't use... I'm sorry, not bitch. Young lady, if you don't use English...
The dog owners Christian Moreno and Albelin Schneider trained these dogs to fight. It was also said by neighbors that these dogs were always getting out of the backyard and
the nigga woke up dead. That's what that shit sounded like to me.
Attacking people. Whenever they told the owners to lock their dogs up, they would get mad and wouldn't really do anything about it. The pit bulls were previously taken by Animal Care Services because they attacked someone, but then were given back to the couple. So because of this, their defense blamed Animal Services for returning the dogs to them. Again, people complained for years about these 2 pit bulls and how dangerous they were, but nothing was ever done until this 81-year-old was killed. This couple showed zero remorse or emotion and didn't even apologize to the family for what happened. They both pleaded guilty, and Albelin was sentenced to 15 years in prison and Christian was sentenced to 18 years.
Damn, saying.
YouTuber would ask a question about death in her video and just a couple of hours later would lose her life.
Huh?
22-year-old Mari Angel, whose real name was Marina, was an ASMR content creator originally from Ukraine.
Mari Angel?
But living in Germany. Mari Angel would not only post her content on YouTube, but TikTok as well. On September 8th of 2024, Mari Angel had uploaded a YouTube video and she was responding to questions that people had asked her. And one of those questions was, what do you think happens after death? She never answers, but she just asks the question and just moves on to the next question. On September 10th, just a few days after that video was posted, Marina's sister posted on Instagram that she had passed away. Just a couple of hours after that video was posted,
File free in the app by
when a drunk driver hit her and she died at the scene. Many of Marina's viewers saw this as a coincidence, as her last video was asking a question about death, and then just a couple of hours later, she died. Marina's sister wrote a tribute to her and wanted all of her supporters to remember her as always smiling and being happy.
That's correct, Wendy. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking.
What the fuck? It's crazy. Let me see your search history. How about cock?
Yeah, right.
Come on, Matthew, bro. You look kind of cringy.
Experiment that proved the air has.
Oh my God.
This was the world's first experiment that proved the air has weight and it exerts a compressive force on everything around us. It was conducted by a German scientist in 1654, where he created 2 hollow hemispheres that fit tightly together and then removed all the air from inside through the valve. With the vacuum inside, the hemispheres were held together solely by the surrounding atmospheric pressure, and even 16 horses couldn't pull them apart. However, once the valve was open to let air in, they were easily separated.
Now, if you want to hear a scary myth, this is one that actually turned out to be true. So this was like way back in the day, but there was this infamous funhouse called Laugh in the Dark. Like any other kind of funhouse ride attraction that you would go through, it's supposed to scare.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, this shit makes me not want to make me so grateful I wasn't alive in like the 60s.
And the whole thing about it was that it was filled with these creepy mannequins, but there was one mannequin that stuck out to everybody. All this time went by with kids who would go up to this mannequin and something seemed off about it because it was so oddly lifelike.
Like that
but of
Disney
course, strange
shit,
mannequins
bro.
aside, somebody was going to make a buck off this place. So there was a day when a film crew came in because they were going to shoot a movie. With all these mannequins and everything kind of lying around, they had to move things from one place to another. So the director said, can you pull that mannequin and put it to the side? Only for the arm of the mannequin to snap off and reveal human bone. The entire time that kids and the public had been suspecting there was something off with that mannequin, they were right. It was a real human body being used in the funhouse.
But not the first time, bro. Not the first time. This nigga got some really good locations to be making these videos, bro. But these locations are also fire for airsoft. On God, I'm not. I'm not fucking with you, gang. You better not jump scare me, on God. Damn, so that mannequin was bad to the bone? Crazy. This bitch ass nigga just used the force?
This is why you should never drink tap water.
What the fuck?
You will be shocked by the results.
I'm scared? Because I'm a tap water drinker, I ain't gonna lie. Ah, shit. I see where this is about to go. Don't jump scare me. Don't jump scare me, bitch ass nigga. Don't jump scare me. Don't jump scare me, bitch ass nigga. Don't jump scare me.
$40X. $100X.
Nah, bitch. That's just cause you ain't clean the cup right. Every nigga know you're supposed to wash the cup first before drinking the water. Like, what the fuck? Also, that's the shit we drink every time. You said bro was scared? I thought it'd be a prank jump scare.
Reviewing every horror movie that I've ever seen and telling you if it's worth the watch. Today I'm talking about The Strangers. Let's get into it. So for starters, I have heard a lot of hype about this movie. Nigga? A lot of people seem to really like it. They say it's very terrifying, genuinely disturbing. So when I went into it with that mindset, I cannot express how disappointed I really was. Spoiler alert, by the way. The movie features a home invasion of sorts. Starts off with a wedding proposal that goes wrong.
What's up, Major?
AKA, she didn't say yes, but they stay together in this cabin for the weekend.
Damn.
And these people are just like outside the cabin in the middle of the woods and they won't leave them alone. The whole time I feel like you're waiting for them to get to the point and they never do. It feels like something's coming and it just never does.
I just want to point out something about movies like this. Shit do not scare me whenever like the mask comes off and you just see it's a regular degular ass nigga. I'm gonna tell you niggas the biggest mask reveal fumble I ever seen in my fucking life. It was Halloween 2 ending. This shit right here was the actual fucking like nah. The ending of fucking Halloween 2, I need like the good one. Not the old one. The ending of Halloween 2 ruined that shit for me. This shit right here. When I seen this shit, look, when I was a kid, I was so afraid of Michael Myers. But this shit ruined it to me. Because, look, when you see Michael Myers, you see this nigga in a fucking mask. This nigga scary looking, the mask is fucked up, no emotions, none of that. And then he fucking gets unmasked in this movie. Cause look at that fucking mask. And then he takes the shit off. And the bitch look like an extra from Thor. This bitch ass nigga look like an extra from Thor. And he got emotions and shit. He don't look like a psychopath, he look like a nigga from Thor. That shit fucked it. That like destroyed this shit for me.
Michael. For God in heaven, die!
Come on, bro. This shit fucked it for me, bro. Why the fuck did they make him say something after 23 years of fucking silence? Seeing him unmasked didn't make him that scary anymore. Oh God! As soon as Michael Myers took his mask off, he kind of looks like McJugger Nuggets. Hogwarts is nothing without you, Hagrid. Red Dead Redemption Remastered. They killed the crackhead who lives down the street from me. Oh God. I like the original Halloween movies better than the remakes. Yes. Bro, this shit is just like, they fucked it, bro. Michael Myers a bitch. He got nothing on that nigga like Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees got fucked up too. They fucked Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees ain't even scared. Look, nothing about Jason scares me because all you gotta do is just mind your fucking business and you don't have to deal with Jason Voorhees. That's it. If you mind your fucking business, no Jason Voorhees. Oh, that's a pretty lake. Drive by the bitch, keep going. Like, congratulations, you never have to meet that bitch ass nigga. Like, come on, bruh. Except for that one time that nigga went to space. I don't know what the fuck he was doing up there. That's not canon in my world. I don't know why the fuck this bitch ass nigga went to space. That's not canon. But whatever. Shit. In my world, it's not canon.
They finally die in the end, but it's not that interesting. Their reason for killing them is this, just because you were home. There's no other motive, which maybe that's supposed to be scary.
Damn, these niggas got killed?
But it just isn't. It's lame. I will admit, this shot of Discount Scarecrow looks really good in the movie, though. Actually a little scary.
That does look creepy. That did look creepy.
Total chaos is unfolding in LA right now as 4 separate fires are tearing through the city, creating some absolutely apocalyptic scenes. Tens of thousands of people are being told to...
LeBron James, the NBA decided not to play basketball, actually, because of these fires, if you didn't know. They actually, this is the first time I've ever seen a basketball game. Yeah, Rivals today. First time. I'm also, Wi-Fi, welcome back. It's good to see you. I'm making 2 different teams. I'm going to be playing on PC and console. Console today, though. I'm probably going to do PC tomorrow. But, yeah, they literally played, like, they literally just got back from VK, was in Mexico. Fire. The fuck is wrong? Why did I say fire? Why did I say fire knowing that these niggas is talking about LA? This nigga says sick work. Anyway, yeah, the Lakers like stopped. The Lakers didn't play a game because of the fire. The Curtis shit left in LA, roasted. You flamed them. I'm offended.
To urgently
absolutely burned. Just drove home 9 hours from LA. Cooked.
Evacuate and head to the coast for safety. You have senior patients being wheeled across smoky streets, beds and wheelchairs filling up a car park in Pasadena, people racing to evacuate their homes but then being forced to abandon their cars due to major traffic jams. And then you have bulldozers being forced to clear these cars by smashing them off the road. Passengers leaving LAX posted aerial views of the fire in Pasadena, which CNN report is ripping through an area equivalent to 5 football fields per minute due to strong winds of 60 to 80 miles per hour. Firefighters over the radio said that they're running out of water in some of their hydrants. Looks like
so listen, look, no pun intended, right? No joking. But I clearly remember talking about how the West Coast niggas don't have souls, and now their shit is on fire. That's all I'm saying. Something.
Leaving McDonald's in 2024, and these fires are not discriminating because Hollywood celebrities are being seen fleeing their multi-million-dollar homes as these fires destroy some of the most expensive land and houses in the entire country. As this situation develops, I'll keep you guys updated.
That nigga cursed the West Coast.
Drive-through when an argument would turn deadly. 37-year-old Stephanie McRae was from Daleville, Alabama, and had 2 sons. She was also married to 37-year-old Ricky McRae, and they had been married for some time.
Why do niggas make this pose? Like, I swear niggas think they're cool.
Their marriage had a lot of happiness and love, but it also had periods of strain and conflict. On July 13th of 2024, the couple was at a McDonald's drive-thru. Stephanie was driving and Ricky was in the passenger side.
I also want to point out this woman, this woman right here, made sure to get her hair right, her eyeliner done, her makeup on point, her lips, make sure it was taken care of, her nose polished properly, her eyelashes on, and probably some contacts with the proper fucking lighting, just so she can talk about niggas getting cooked.
An argument started between the two, and workers at the McDonald's could hear the argument through the intercom system. As Stephanie reached the pickup window after placing her order, she told the employee to please call the police because her husband had a gun. Ricky, who was in a fit of rage, shot Stephanie 3 times in that drive-thru line, killing her instantly. The gunfire was heard by the employees, and they closed the drive-thru window immediately and fled for their safety. Once Ricky had shot Stephanie, he fled on foot. Surveillance footage from nearby businesses had captured a man fitting the description of Ricky running away from a McDonald's wearing red shorts and a white tank top. Ricky was arrested and charged with the murder of his wife. Police say that the two were in an off-again, on-again relationship, and they had just discussed the relationship before the incident. Ricky claims he is not guilty and he was home the whole time and it wasn't him. As of right now, Ricky remains in custody awaiting further court proceedings.
On February 19th...
That is so fucked. That is so fucked, bro. That's something to be scared of as a father, bro. my child can get cooked by some random stranger.
Of 2013, guests of the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles were complaining of poor tasting tap water. Tap water that was running.
I think I know about this.
But when the hotel staff went to the roof to check the water.
Oh my God! It's that girl from the elevator. It's that Asian girl from the elevator. Oh shit.
Tanks. What they found was horrific. Floating inside the.
Oh no! I've seen this one. The video of her acting weird is still a fucking mystery to me.
Tank were the 2-week-old remains of 21-year-old Elisa Lam. But here's why her death became kind of infamously mysterious. Elisa had been missing for weeks prior, which correlated with this strange and unusual video footage of the hotel elevator, which is believed to be her last known sighting.
Really
While
weird.
Inside the elevator, she's seen hiding, then pressing all of the buttons, and then she appears to be speaking to someone who's not there. But even more mysterious is how she even got on the roof in the first place. The roof access point is actually set with an alarm that only hotel staff can get past and disarm using a key card. Her autopsy showed nothing in her system aside from prescription medications, and what's strange is that when search canines were on the roof just days prior looking for her, they had never picked up her scent. The body was also found completely undressed in the water, and her cell phone has never been found. There has never been any evidence of foul play or that she was SA'd, and her death was eventually ruled as accidental due to a psychotic break, but the odd nature of how all of this unfolded has left a lot of unanswered questions for this case.
That one is actually scary. That one's really bad. I understand. Like I remember that was one of the reasons why I started watching shit like this, bro. Back when I was a child, nigga was afraid of them shits, boy. Anyway, yep. We out.